So let's see what we have here. Underlying energy as the Princess of Cups, or the Page of Cups, as I usually call this card. Princesses or pages, they are usually messengers. So this could be like messages of love, or just like, it doesn't have to be love, like, you know, we say love and it sounds like romance. It's just how we feel emotionally, expressing that. Someone could be expressing that to us. We could be sending those messages out to someone else. It's coming up as an underlying energy. From the look of it, from the sense of how I'm looking at this, this is not something that's been taken lightly. It's something that I feel like whoever's expressing this, they've come to this realization, or, you know, to a place where they are ready to express whatever it is that they want to express. After a lot of soul searching, after a lot of, you know, reflection. I'll explain why I'm saying that as I go through the reading. But with the Princess of Cups here, it can also be like puppy love. It's called the puppy love card. But you know, that budding romance, that first kind of stirrings, or we have feelings for someone. So it could just be a realization where you're admitting it to yourself that, you know, I have feelings for someone, or you even, you're expressing those feelings to someone else. Now, it's a general reading, right? So I'm kind of saying it romantically, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe this is you saying, you know, to a friend or a family member, saying how you feel. Maybe you've not been saying how you've been feeling. You've been kind of withdrawn a little bit, and now you're coming out and saying that. Or someone from your circle could be saying that to you. In a work situation, this is something that makes you happy. Like I always say, there's a little fish and you can't really see it clearly here. If I move it too close, let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. You can't really see it very clearly there because of the light. Sorry about that. But there's a little fish in the cup. Now that fish, to me, it's like there's something there. There is something here that needs to be looked at. But it's something that needs to be nurtured and grown. It's just at its budding stage. It's that first stirring of emotion. So we'll see how that plays out in the rest of your reading. The heart of your reading, we have the High Priestess. So this is what makes me think this is something that someone's really thought about. Now, she's the keeper of all secrets. And you can look at her, look at the way she kind of stares out at us. She's holding these scrolls, and they have information, that's knowledge. So she knows everything, but she doesn't always share her secrets. So this kind of says to me, with this energy, this is someone who doesn't say how they're feeling, and this is someone who is expressing how they're feeling. So that's why I get the sense that this is like two different people. So one person's saying how they feel, the other person's not expressing how they feel about that person. Or this is a long time coming. This is the energy that's been going on. That there's still this kind of reluctance, like, you know, I want to hold on to my secrets. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to stay quiet on some things. That we don't always want people to know our business. But this feels very personal. This is, it's cups, it's our emotions, what makes us happy, how we're feeling. And like I said, that little fish in the cup, it needs nurturing, it needs to be grown, it needs help. And that only happens through the expression of how we're feeling. So with the High Priestess there, her advice to you also is that, you know, whenever she shows up in a reading, I always tell the client, you already know the answer to this. You already know. Because even though she can represent knowledge, you know, having all the information that we need, like knowing what it is that we want or what we think, but not clearly saying it. Like, even if we're dealing with someone like that, the High Priestess is telling you your instincts are right. Your intuition is right in this situation. Whatever your gut is telling you to do, or, you know, about this situation, go with it. The High Priestess is there telling you that, yes, trust your intuition at this time. Because things are not going to be clearly stated. That's what happens when the High Priestess shows up. I always find that things are not clearly stated. That's why it's the kind of conflict between the High Priestess and the Princess of Cups. Because the Princess of Cups is a message. That's a clear kind of declaration of how you're feeling. So I feel like that might be two different situations where, you know, maybe you want to say it, but you've not been sure. And now you get that instinct that now's the right time. Now's the right time to express how I'm feeling. And it feels like if it's you, and it is a general reading, so the energies can play out either for ourselves or for someone else who's closely related to our story at that time. It can work both ways because it is a general reading. But we have the Hermit coming up as a past energy. Now, the Hermit talks about a time of, you know, sometimes when we just take a step back, this could be someone who withdrew. Either you, Capricorn, or someone that you were dealing with, but they take a step back. And if we see this guy, he doesn't really have anything with him. He doesn't have anything with him. He's off on this mountain in the wilderness, but he's looking for answers. He's doing that soul searching. He's trying to figure out what he wants or what he wants to do, whatever the answer is that he's looking for. He's off out there looking for it. But the thing is, he always finds the answer. That's what the Hermit says. And what his message is that the answers are within you. You're not going to get them. And maybe that's why she's coming up, to show you. If you're looking for answers from somewhere else, like from outside, you're not going to get them. You're not going to get them. But the answers are within you. So she's also saying that. Trust your instincts. And the Hermit, it feels like whoever it is, whether it's you, the other person, you've done this kind of soul searching. You took a step back to reflect and to figure out, what is it that I want in this situation? What am I going to do? Well, whatever it is that you do, you have the Justice card coming up in the present. Now, the Justice card, it talks about justice being done, but through the truth coming out. Like, the sword of truth is here. The truth is revealed here. And it's the truth that balances the scales. Now, I don't think Sagittarius got that, but Libra and Scorpio, they also got strong energies. Different cards from you. And this is the card for Libra, actually. So it can refer to like Libra. This happens before the end of Libra season for you. Although I do say that the card that comes up in the present is usually the main energy for this period. But the scales are balanced. Now, sometimes the Justice card, it can talk about amends. Like, we make amends. Either we have to apologize to someone or they have to apologize to us. But we make amends for an injustice that was done in the past. I feel, though, we have the Page of Cups above this. It feels like whatever balances the scales, and that can be balancing the karmic scales, that when we have outstanding karma with someone, it's done through this expression of emotion, this message of love, or the way you or the other person, how they're feeling. That's what balances the scales. That's how amends are made. It's not financial, it's not the pentacles. This is emotional energy coming up with this, the Cups card. And the scales are balanced. So this is balance coming in. It's a good energy. I mean, who doesn't want the scales to be balanced? And, there's truth coming in here. Before the Justice card, I always say this, we see the scales. And when they're balanced, everything's steady, everything's calm, everything's still. It's when we're trying to balance the scales that there's all that shifting back and forth. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where the scales are going to stop. Is there enough on one side? Is there too much on the other? But there is a balancing coming in now. So that's a much more stable energy. And maybe that's why we have the Queen of Pentacles coming up as a future energy. This is your energy. It's Earth energy. Pentacles can represent Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And with the Queen of Pentacles coming up here, this could be another earth sign or someone that has earth sign qualities that you're dealing with. Someone very grounded. We always look at the energies of the card more than, whether it's a king or a queen or what the star sign is. Because the star signs don't own the cards. It's more, the cards take on the kind of characteristics or energies of those signs. She's very hardworking. She's very hardworking. She's almost like that woman who makes everything look so easy. She kind of works and, she has a great business or her job. She's very good at it. And then she comes home and her house is beautiful. And she has she can look after her kids. The kids are well dressed and everything's done perfectly. She makes everything look easy, but she's so grounded and she's very hardworking. Now, it kind of feels like that's the kind of truth behind someone. If this is coming up, is it like you've kind of seen someone who kind of feels like that? Kind of mysterious. They're not really saying how they feel. And it feels like once this kind of declaration is made or this message of how you're feeling is sent out, whether it's you or the other person, either you feel more grounded afterwards. If this is your energy, you feel more grounded. Who wouldn't? You've got justice before it. Everything's balanced. Amends have been made. It does make sense. They've been, someone's made amends even. And we have the Queen of Pentacles coming up here. Very grounded energy. And it's your energy. It's energy that you're comfortable with. So either you'll see that the other person is like this, or you'll be able to show who you really are. You feel more comfortable to show who you really are if you've been doing this. If you've been doing the kind of secrets, I'm not revealing who I am kind of energy. Now, what's the advice here? What's the advice coming in from the cards? We look to the crowning energy for that. And this tells us how we manifest that future, how we achieve our goals, our aims, our ambitions. And here you have the Three of Cups. This is being open to socializing. Like, think about it. She's a very secretive energy. He kind of wanders off by himself in the mountains. Like this, I know that it's the hermit, and people think the hermit is about being lonely. It's not about being lonely. That's not what it says. But it is about taking a step back. And we can withdraw and take a step back, even if we're in a room full of people. We can do that. You guys especially can do that, Capricorn. You're very good at that. So look at the difference here. This is you wandering off alone. Now it's like reconnecting with people. This is our network of support. This can be reunions. This card can indicate reunions. So maybe this is you now reuniting. It doesn't have to be just a lover. Please don't get worried. I mean, this came up for Scorpio, like I said, as I explained to them. They're rejoicing. They're celebrating it. You're not going to celebrate if it's an evil ex. So unless you are interested in this, don't worry about it. Don't send your energy that way. Don't think about that ex that you want nothing to do with. This is a celebration. This is a network of people, a community of people. It can be your family, your friends. This group of people, they love each other and they support each other. And it's a celebration. And I think it's more the contrast between these two, where you've kind of done this, stepping away, being alone. That's kind of ended. Like, you're ready now. You're ready to reconnect with people. And that's maybe why you come back into your energy in the future. Or find someone who's like pretty perfect for you. Let's have a look at what the oracle cards have to say about all of this. So, let's go with the romance angels. The first two are going to be more kind of love, romance based. Let's see what we get for him. What do we have for Capricorn? Capricorn second. Oh, let's see what fell out. Here we go. It is safe for you to love. And the card says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. You can do this. Whoever it is, I mean, like I said, the energies can work both ways. Maybe someone else that you've been interested in and they've not been expressing how they feel because they didn't feel safe. They've been kind of closed off like her. They've known how they feel. They've not expressed it. And they've been waiting for the right time. Whoever this person is, they've been going through this. And this is a very empowering card. The card's for Virgo. So maybe this is like a Virgo that you guys are dealing with. But like I said, that placement can be anywhere in their chart. There's been this soul searching and it's led to the realization that it is safe for you to love. Or for whoever, if it's the other person. It's safe for them to love. So I like that. I do also get with this, like some of you might have taken a step back out of a relationship and now the divorce is through and maybe that's why you're celebrating. So, I don't usually go in for practical stories, but when a very kind of singular story, a very precise story, because I try to concentrate on the energies because it's going to be different for all of you. But when it comes up like that, I say it. So we have that card and let's see what we get from the Whispers of Love deck. Ooh. So true. So true. This kind of goes as well. And it says, actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. There is an expression here of emotion. I mean, that's the underlying energy with that Page of Cups. There's an expression here. And whatever it does, it brings balance to a situation. So if you're worried about how it's going to be taken, justice says balance is brought about. Amends are made. And sometimes it doesn't even have to go further than that. Maybe you just have to express it to get it out there, to be done with that, to end that karmic cycle. And then you can get back to being you. Or get back to, if this is someone else, like meeting someone who's more your energy, more your kind of, Pentacles is earth. So that's your suit, that's your element.